the perils of online betting and the cost it has had on several lives. In IPL seasons, online betting often takes a huge toll, and like it has happened in Karnataka, in Chitradurga district of Karnataka, a young woman died by suicide after her husband was trapped in a debt trap of over 80 lakhs from several debtors. He'd apparently lost that money during online betting, on online cricket betting between 2021 and 2023, leading to debtors harassing the family, leading eventually, according to the police complaint, the woman's suicide. So this is an issue that brings to focus the troubles and perils of online betting. And this is what the local police officer there had to say about the case.
ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಸಾಲ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು 2021 ಜೂನ್ 2023ವರೆಗೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಈ IPL ಬ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್, ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಈಗ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಕೇಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿವು ಮತ್ತು ಗಿರೀಶ್ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಯಾರು ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
Right. Remember, this raises the issue of online betting, and joining us this evening is Khushbu Jain, advocate at the Supreme Court. Ma'am, there's been several demands for a national law against online betting with stakes, even if it's sport. Obviously, we need to move forward. What's the way forward on this? Because there seems to be arguments on the other side, as well as enormous amount of money in circulation as far as this is concerned.
See, in my view, regulation is a must, and we need to bring in a strong regulation which in a way does not strangulate the industry, because if you look into our industry, the gaming industry, it's huge and it's growing, and reports have suggested the way it's going to increase in by the year 2025 and 2028. So strangulating this industry doesn't make any sense, but at the same time you need to have a regulation which has an aspect of technology as a measure, and have a regulation which can foster this, at the same time bring in areas, or bring in a way where all these betting apps, I'm talking about the gambling betting apps, can be checked, can be in real time, can be blocked, can be looked into with respect to any kind of treatment or any kind of malpractices which they are going through or they are abiding with, where in-app purchases are there in these gaming apps, where they lure customers, the gamers, and at the same time they disappear after some time. They take care of farming websites, websites where they keep on having one or the other websites as in handy websites. The moment they are blocked, they surpasses the legal laws and go on to the other one, so that law enforcement agency doesn't catch hold of them. So I would say a regulation with
Right.
which understands the whole industry, not just at Indian stand but at the global stand, and have a collaboration. Once we have Indian laws in place, that's where you can have collaboration at the international standard, because we're talking about something which is borderless. So we need to have that seamless
Right.
interaction with international agencies as well.
Right. Is the real challenge drawing that line between a game of chance versus a game of skill? What's a game of chance? What's a game of skill? Is that where the line is? Given that, there is enormous amount of publicity. For instance, in this case that we're reporting from Karnataka, it was allegedly online cricket betting. So how do we, in the short term, before that regulation comes into place, protect several thousand people who may fall into a debt trap because of it?
See, game of chance and game of skill are something where courts, where there have been enough and more of judgments and regulation in place which absolutely clearly demarcates game of chance from game of skill. Game of skill is something which is legal. Game of chance is something which is illegal. What do you mean by game of chance? The chance where
Right.
there is no application of mind, where you would say that today it's going to rain or not going to rain, or you just bet on something without application of mind, comes under the category
Right.
of game of chance. Skill is where you apply your brain,
Right.
something like chess or which has an application of mind, becomes a game of skill. Now, how do people safeguard themselves? I think the
Right.
first and foremost is an education and making yourself aware that you download any app which is from the App Store. Do not go on random
Right.
links and download those apps. Then make yourself aware about what are the privacy policies of that, so that you do not give access to your phone book, do not give access to your location, to your photographs, to your social media platforms.
Right.
And also
Obviously,
look
there needs to be enormous amount of awareness as well as regulation, as you're pointing out, in terms of protecting people and a sort of a framework where everyone's safe without strangulating the industry, but also protecting the gullible from falling for a trap or a debt trap. Perhaps even a cap on how much you can actually borrow or involve yourself in far as these are concerned. But thanks
in
very
that
much
way,
for
I would
joining
say-
us and putting those thoughts. So we've completely run out of time. I'm really sorry, but that's all we have time for on the Southern View this evening. News and updates continue right here on NDTV.